Hello, and welcome back to Of the People. I'm Robert Chernin with...
Ericka Redic.
And if it's Thursday, it must be Throw Up Thursday. We have back with us that leading fountain of Republican knowledge, Jay the Republican.
Jay,
welcome back.
Republican.
It's great to be on the show. You guys are getting it done here, and the viewership has been giving me great feedback and have said very good things about you all as well.
Oh, well,
they must not be listening to the show.
What?
Well, I can't vouch for that.
All right, it's Thursday. What are we throwing up today?
I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly this week. One of the things that we want to look back on is the 9/11 and the attack on our country. And we should remember that it is a day of remembrance. It's a day when we lost about 3,000 people from a source outside this country. And this Ilya and Omar talked about some people did some things. Well, we know who those people are, and we know what they did. They killed Americans. But the thing that's really made me sick this week is our president, who decides he needs to take a nap instead of coming to ground zero or to D.C. and the Pentagon. So he stops in Alaska and makes some political comments that are based around his politics and his reelection, and not about the people who suffered and died. And the fact that New York firefighters, over 340 of them have died since the attack on our country in 2001. Not only that, what's even worse is he picked that day when we were attacked by foreign nations to placate and to give $6 billion to Iran. He's gone and given money to this country who is state-sponsored terrorism around the world. Someone who was given billions and billions of dollars by Obama back in the Obama-Biden administration. That thank goodness that Donald Trump came along and stopped us giving money and stopped this whole deal that was benefiting only Iran and their nuclear program. So what he's done is he's taken this day when we have to think about the attack of innocent people and these firefighters and police that went into a building when everyone else was running out. So what he's done is he's defamed those hardworking Americans, those who risk their life every day, so that he could give money to one of the axis of evil. I think we have to realize that it's Iran, it's North Korea, it's China, and it's Russia that are the axis of evil. Ronald Reagan talked about it when he was president. But what we're doing is we're allowing Iran right now that within 4 months of today, they will have the capability of having 10 nuclear warheads. And it's all being financed by the Biden administration. We need to stop it. It makes me sick, and we can't continue to let it happen. We need to go to Congress, and we need to have Congress put a stop to this outrageousness and this un-American act by this president and this administration. That's what's making me sick this week.
Jay.
So that's the ugly, right? Is there a good here?
The good is remembering in the remembrance of those who gave their lives tragically on 9/11 in 2001. Those who ran into the building when everyone else was running out.
So, Jay, I got a question for you. So we have actually a really good friend who was a emergency responder on 9/11. This many years later, he's still waiting on a determination or help with medical issues and things like that. And to me, is this the first time in 20 years that an American president has not really recognized the day with some kind of a memorial or some kind of visit? Like, I feel like that's normally a thing that they do every year, not go gallivanting around the world.
This is the first time that the president of the United States was not at ground zero in New York or at the Pentagon to let America know that we still care and that it's still important to us. Wow. One of the biggest events that they're handling is when the first gentleman, who I don't know if he's a gentleman but he's married to the vice president, went to Pennsylvania. That was a big deal. That's not the level of response that we should be having in this country.
Yeah.
To be honest, everyone talked about Pearl Harbor. We lost many more people on 9/11 than we did at Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, we lost about 2,400 people. We've lost 3,000, almost 3,000 on that day, and we've lost hundreds since then. And there are still people who are dying from the after effects of that tragic day. And he's in Alaska because he was tired from visiting India.
Wow.
I think the first lady was in, I believe, D.C. The vice president was in New York City. But you are correct. It is the first time that a sitting president did not honor 9/11, both those who perished in the attack and the first responders who really, to me, was the best, represented the best of America, who selflessly went into
That's right.
essentially a war zone to rescue other Americans. And, you know, I have lots of friends in New York City, certainly within fire and police. It is a day that should, I mean, politics should stop at the water's edge. Well, politics should stop on 9/11 and ground zero as well. So I agree with that.
That's right.
And just the embarrassment, and we're talking the good, the bad, and the ugly. There was so much good that came out of this, and this country did unite. This country's not going to unite around this president who picks such an important day in our history to give money to one of our enemies, someone who's vowed to kill us infidels. So
Literally.
we need,
Like kill the Americans. They chant things like that. So the same kinds of folks who committed the atrocities on 9/11 got rewarded on 9/11 with money, basically, is what you're
absolutely.
saying.
And
Yeah.
what the administration has said is, well, that money can only go to humanitarian causes.
The Ayatollah just came out. The Ayatollah just came out and said they will spend it on anything they want to.
They absolutely said that, and that I was going to mention that. But one of the things that they have the opportunity to do is to go to Russia and go to China and give them those billions of dollars that they need
That's right.
now to help their economies and help their war effort, so that they can get enriched uranium, so that they can build a stronger, more powerful nuclear weapon system that the Obama-Biden administration so carefully arranged so that they could be a greater threat than they ever were.
Shameful.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, pretty simple. That's my Throw Up Thursday.
Jay, we appreciate you joining us on Throw Up Thursday. Come back again.
I appreciate it. Thank you all for what you do.
We're fighting the fight, and we're glad to have you. Folks, you're listening to Of the People with Robert Chernin and Ericka Redic. We will be right back.